Hey, MathKook here. This video contains one of many examples in my Algebra 2 library. The rest of those examples, along with hundreds of other videos, are only available at mathkook.com. Let's MathKook it up. Hey Kooks, this question says the buffet at the big hotel offers three choices: child at $8, adult at $12, and a senior at $9. On Monday, the buffet's receipts totaled $1,475 as 155 people dined at the buffet, twice as many children as seniors ate at the buffet. How many children, adults, and seniors ate at the buffet on Monday? So notice they are asking us for three different things: the children, adults, and seniors who ate at the buffet. So that means we have three unknowns. So we are going to solve a system of equations of a word problem here. So the first step we're going to do is identify unknowns and define three variables. So our three variables are going to be the number of children, the number of adults, and the number of seniors who ate at the buffet on that particular Monday. So here are our three variables. Next, we want to set up a system of equations using the information from the question. So let's go ahead and try to pick out some information here. Let's start with the 155 people dined at the buffet on that particular Monday. So we can set up an equation. The total number of people are the children, adults, and seniors. So we simply just add x plus y plus z, and that'll give us the equation for the number of people who visited the buffet that Monday. So that's going to be our equation number 1. Next, we need to come up with two more equations, because remember, if you have three unknowns, you need to come up with three equations to be able to solve for those three unknowns. So they tell us that the buffet's receipts totaled $1,475. So to find out, it's like the revenue or the money that was brought in from the buffet on that particular Monday. Now the child tickets cost $8 each, and there was X number of child tickets sold that day. So we're just going to multiply 8 times X, and that'll be the amount of money that the buffet brought in from the child tickets. So that'll be 8X. And then for the adults, it's really similar. It's going to be $12 per adult times the number of adults, which is Y. So we'll say 12Y. Seniors will be 9Z. All right, and then we have a total of $1,475 that was brought in that particular Monday. All right, and lastly, we need a third equation. So they tell us that twice as many children as seniors ate at the buffet. So that tells us that there were twice as many children. So that means X here, the number of children, was twice as big as Z, the number of seniors. So in order to make them equal, we need to times the number of seniors by 2 to equal the number of children. So X equals 2 times Z, which is the number of seniors. All right, so now we have our system of three equations. And lastly, we are going to solve. So I'm going to erase this chart here just so we have more room to work with. Now notice when we look at these three equations, the bottom equation is really nice because it only has two variables, x and z. So what we need to do is combine somehow the equations 1 and 2, and which variable should we cancel out so that we get an equation that just has x's and z's. Well, hopefully you said y, so we want to cancel out these y's here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down our two equations here. Now if we want to cancel out the y's, so this is equation 1 and 2 here. If we want to cancel out the y's, what should we multiply the top equation by? Well, hopefully you said negative 12. So negative 12, we're going to distribute that negative 12 to all of these terms. All right, so if we do that, let's go ahead and rewrite both these equations down here. So we get negative 12x, negative 12y, negative 12z, and then negative 12 times 155 is negative 1860. And then I'm just going to rewrite the equation 2 right below it. All right, so now we can add both these equations up. Notice the y's cancel, which was the whole point. Negative 12x plus 8x gives us negative 4x. And then we have the z's, negative 12z plus 9z, which gives us negative 3z, equals, and then on the right side we have negative 1860 plus 1475, which gives us negative 385. All right, so here's our second equation with just x's and z's. Here's our other equation with x's and z's. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 2z here, because notice that's equal to x, and we're going to plug that in for x right here so that we can solve for z. So we'll get negative 4, and I'll plug it in red here. So that's 2z. We're plugging in 4 in place of x there, minus 3z equals negative 385. All right, we simplify. Negative 4 times 2z is negative 8z minus 3z. If we add those up, we get negative 11z equals negative 385. Divide both sides by negative 11, and we will get z equals 35. All right, so there's one of our answers. And remember, the z represents the number of seniors. So we'll say 35 seniors. All right, so that's one of the answers. Now we need to find x and y. So I'm going to plug in the 35 though right here, because this is really nice. X is already isolated and it's only in terms of z. So I'm going to plug in the 35 for z right there. So we can solve for x, which is the number of children who went to the buffet that day. And we'll plug it in red there, 35. So x equals 70. So 70 children went to the buffet on that particular Monday. All right, lastly, we just need to solve for y. So y is the number of adults, and we know x and z. So I'm going to bring down this equation here, kind of squeeze it in here. That's just equation number 1 here. And then we know our x is 70, so let's go ahead and plug in 70. I'll plug it in blue, plus y plus z, which is 35, equals 155. Combine like terms, so the like terms meaning the 70 and the 35, y plus 105 equals 155. Subtract the 105 over, and you will get y equals 50, and that's going to be the number of adults who went to the buffet on that particular Monday. All right, so now we have the 3 groups, and we know exactly how many children, 70, how many adults, 50, and how many seniors, 35, who visited the buffet at the big hotel on that particular Monday. Hey Kook, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. For unlimited access to all of my Algebra 2 videos, visit mathkook.com. Thanks for watching.